What up guys, Brent the Broker here. Today we're going to be discussing how homeownership is a major key in your wealth building journey. Before we jump into today's video, consider subscribing to the channel, throw bells on for notifications, and if we're adding any valuable information to your life, drop in the video a like. We'd appreciate your support. And stick around to the end of the video for our buyer and seller pro tip of the day. Now, we're talking about how homeownership is a major key in the wealth building process. We're going to talk about three things: what wealth and net worth is, how homeownership can contribute to it, and why homeownership is a great hedge against inflation to allow you to meet some of your other wealth building goals. Now, what is wealth building? What is net worth? It's the value of everything you own minus everything you owe. So in a homeownership situation, a homeowner and a renter do the exact same thing. They pay a monthly payment for shelter over their head. In 2021, a homeowner's net worth was about 40 times higher than that of renters. The average homeowner net worth was about $300,000, and the average net worth of a renter in 21 was about $8,000. And a big part of that is because every time you make a payment on your mortgage, it drives down the balance of your mortgage. Also, while you're sitting in that home that you own, it tends to appreciate in value. So the home goes up in value, what you owe on it goes down. So that equity is part of your net worth or part of your wealth building. Now on the renter side, you make the same monthly payment to keep the same kind of roof over your head, but that goes into the pocket of the landlord. So you don't see any gains from sitting in that rental property, and you don't see any, debt reduction from making those payments. So that's a big reason why there's such a huge gap between homeownership and renters' net worth. Homeownership is also a great asset to have in your belt during times of inflation. So during times of inflation, which you hear the headlines all over the place right now, inflation this, inflation that simply means the prices of goods and services are going up at some certain rate. Now, when you own a home, the value of the home tends to go up as well during times of inflation. So even though you're paying more for goods and services over here, simply by owning that home, it tends to, in most cases, appreciate in value, which is a great hedge or kind of offsets some of the increasing costs of inflation. Now, when you're a renter, the opposite is true. The owner of your home that you're paying the rent to, they have ever increasing costs. And one of the things they do in order to cover their ever increasing costs is to increase your rent as well. Now, when you're a homeowner, most people will buy their home with a 30-year fixed mortgage or some kind of fixed mortgage product where you know that your payment is staying the same over the course of time, in a lot of cases 30 years. Each year, as your income goes up, rather than having to pay your landlord more money because they're increasing the rent, your payment stays the same. Now, housing payment is typically one of the biggest, if not the biggest item in any household budget. So if we can stabilize the biggest item in a household budget and do so over a long period of time, it allows you to keep more of your hard-earned money, especially as you go forward and earn more of it. So that brings us to the pro tip of the day. On average, in San Diego County since 2010, incomes have gone up about 4.6% a year. The average household income in San Diego is about $87,000. So if you're making $87,000 as a household and your income goes up 4.6%, that's an additional $4,000 every year going forward. Now, if you can stabilize your housing payment through a 30-year fixed mortgage or a fixed mortgage of some kind, your largest payment stabilizes, and as you increase your income, you'll have more money to work with that's not getting eaten up by a landlord. And if you took those raises, kept your lifestyle expenses the same, and chose to use those raises to invest in stocks, more real estate, anything that goes up in value, now not only do you have the home that's helping you build wealth, but because of the stability of the payment and your ever increasing wages, you'll have more money to create other avenues of wealth building as well. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing to the channel, drop the video a like, and we'll see you again next time.